Hey, thank you for clicking this video. Just a friendly reminder, this is a clip from my previous live stream. And if you want to catch me live in action so you can join the conversation, just remember I live stream Sunday through Friday. That's 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm going to post the time right here because I know some people don't want to Google. So nevertheless, go ahead and enjoy this video. So the question is, do you use AI? Now, my wife, she might use it to help the kids with their homework because doing homeschool is a challenge on its own. For myself, I might use it to do a deep dive on socialism or current events in this world. And some people, not judging, might fuse a cat and a dog together just to see if it's as cute as the old school cartoon. It is not. But regardless of what you use AI for, do not let government or these corporations use you for your personal data and personal information. That's why I bring to you the sponsor of this video, Venice AI. Venice runs leading open source AI models directly in your browser or app. Your conversations are encrypted and stored only on your device, so no corporations or government can spy on you, censor you, or use your data for profit. And Venice is unrestricted. Go ahead, ask it anything. No company or developer controls what questions you can ask. So go ahead, use the link down below in the description and use the code POWER to the people to get 20% off the pro plan. Nothing should stand in the way between you and your personal information. Now back to the video. Okay, so and I need to try to be real careful here because once again, when you're on YouTube, you have to be careful on what you say. Okay, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble by YouTube. Okay, but let's talk about Candace Owens. And if you've been watching my YouTube for a while, I haven't really talked about Candace Owens, which I guess is a good thing because, man, she's a headache. And when I first started up my YouTube channel, you know, I've been watching Candace Owens for at least 10 years. Like, I've been watching her because she's crazy for a long time. So every time I would cover her is because she's talking about politics, which this is a political commentary channel. So just recently, after she got fired for being anti-Semitic from the Daily Wire, she slowly evolved into like conspiracies. One great example is Kamala Harris really black? And, doing deep dives on her mama, her mama's mama, her great grandma is like, I don't have time for that. I don't want to hear conspiracies. I don't want to hear about no one's great grandma times 10, if they're really black or not. I don't really care about that. Okay. So I haven't really been covering her because she's not talking about anything important. Okay. But until now, because now it has gotten crazy. And to fast forward in a video that we're going to watch is going to kind of explain this. But Candace Owens has probably bitten a little bit more than she can chew. She was talking about the Macrons and how Miss Macron is not Miss, but a he. And always been a he until he transitioned into a she. And she's made millions of dollars off of this, especially on YouTube, doing like segments and, just stories about how Miss Macron is really a he, selling shirts and t-shirts and the whole nine. I'm pretty sure you guys heard about it. Now they're suing her, just to try to shut her up. But now on Twitter, she said this: I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. Okay. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. So now she is on Twitter talking about they're out to get me, to assassinate me like Charlie Kirk. Once again, they're bringing up Charlie Kirk because they know that's clickbait. They know they can profit off his debt. So that's a whole nother conversation. But before we get into the details, I want to say this, and I need to be careful. I would never wish the death on anyone. And with Candace Owens, she's making it seem like as if she's being targeted, like she's some sort of Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. Like, oh my God, they're trying to assassinate me. No. Like Little John and the East Side Boys. Like they once said, great philosophers of our time, okay? If you don't know who they are, go ahead and Google search them. But like they said, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. If you are making a living, if you are making profits, demonizing people, marginalizing people, attacking people's character, what do you expect? Now, once again, I'm not saying people need to go out there and assassinate people, but I mean, like the shirt says, respect people's existence or respect their resistance. So Candace Owens, you reap what you sow. You now lay in the bed that you done made. The roosters, what? Come back to yes. So let's go ahead and get into the details on why Candace Owens thinks she's trying to be assassinated.
Information to any.
All right, let's start this over.
Candace Owens is now claiming that the French president is going to kill her, and that has sparked concern, disbelief, and we're seeing this in the infighting on the right, with many on the right saying that she's using Charlie Kirk's death to become the ultimate grifter. Right, and this latest chapter kicked off on Saturday with this post from Candace where she said that 2 days prior, she had spoken to a high-ranking official in the French government close to the president Emmanuel Macron and his wife Brigitte. And she said that this official told her that the Macrons have, quote, executed upon and paid for my assassination, saying specifically that the green light was given to a small team, which she says includes at least one Israeli assassin. And Candace did not stop there. She also said that the official told her, quote, Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. And she then closed out her initial statement saying that she isn't sure who to trust in the U.S. government because this official claims that leaders here knew of this plan to kill her. But then also with that, she promised to share, quote, definitively verifiable information to any U.S. official that reaches out to her. In the middle of this, she says that she looked into her source and that they have, quote, provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. And so there is a lot to unpack just in that first tweet, but that's also not where her story ends. Because Candace, she then continued tweeting about this entire thing in the days since that first post. And so her next bombshell was that she said that the payments in question were made through the Club des Cent, which is a famous gastronomic society that was founded in 1912. Essentially, think a fancy dining club with 100 members who get together once a week for meals at the top restaurants in Paris. Or at least I imagine it's that. There's also a cycling club that also shares the same name for people who conquered the 100 mountain passes. But anyway, right, Candace again highlighted the supposed Israel connection, saying that both a French female assassin as well as a male Israeli one were chosen to kill her. And she called this alleged plan for her murder, quote, joint state operations.
Now, riddle me this. And this is why I don't like conspiracies, okay? Because then you start to piece together anything that fits your narrative. Like Israel and now France is trying to kill you. Or they're trying to off you. Let me say that. I don't want YouTube tripping out. They're trying to end your career permanently, okay? Why though? Now, once again, maybe they're really upset about your saga on how Miss Macron is really a man. Like, okay, but like, why would they spend millions of dollars to end your career because of that? And like I said, once again, she's no Malcolm X. She's not uniting the people, the poor people, the working people to fight against governments. No, she's no Malcolm X. She's not radicalizing black people to love themselves and fight for themselves. No. I mean, she's doing the opposite of that, but why? I don't get it. You are not that important. I'm sorry. You're not that important. You're just a political pundit. That is it. So to have the thought of Israel and France uniting to get rid of you, I don't know. Just seems a little too much to me.
Israeli one were chosen to kill her. And she called this alleged plan for her murder, quote, joint state operations. And then from there, she goes on to talk more about the Charlie Kirk part of this whole thing. We're sharing a Google search result showing that members of the French military were training in the Marines in California for 3 weeks back in August, saying French foreign legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not the only ones, but they were involved. And then yesterday, she posted that she contacted the U.S. federal government about this alleged plot against her and added that she is, quote, willing to provide full details as well as the name of the assassins and international accounts in France and Canada through which money was exchanged. And she even put a number to that, saying this morning that Macron allegedly moved more than $1 million for her assassination. Now, with all this,
Well, how much? Moved $1.5 million? Who the hell you think you are? Chelsea Clinton? Like, hey, if you know what movie that is from, let me know. But who does she think she is? $1.5 million for Candace Owens. No. I'm sorry. I can't believe that. Nobody is not $1.5 million concerned about Candace Owens and her YouTube channel. Don't think so. And if that is the case, how much is the bounty for myself? I'm just saying, give me about 10 years. I better be maxing at 3 million at the least. Okay. If somebody's going to assassinate me, it better be like $5-10 million at the least. Did somebody say $5? I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay. Cause now people are going to be making jokes, but once again, $1.5 million. I'm sorry. You can call somebody up in the hood who don't like Candace Owens and get it done for a lot cheaper. I'm just saying, $1.5 million? Nah, ain't buying it. Don't think so.
Number to that, saying this morning that Macron allegedly moved more than $1 million for her assassination. Now, with all this, let's say this is the first time you've ever heard of this situation, right? You're coming in on chapter 87. You might be wondering if this is even true. Why the hell would Macron be trying to assassinate this random right-wing political commentator, and why would this involve Israel? And well, Candace Owens, she has spent the last several months posting what she has called investigation after investigation that Brigitte Macron is secretly transgender. Plus, Candace has been very vocal in her criticism of Israel, though many have accused her of just using that as kind of a cover or a blanket for anti-Semitism. You know,
hey, Bassem Youssef, Mehdi Hassan, Mark Lamont Hill, Hassan Piker have been extra critical about Israel for decades, probably at this point. Why they want Candace Owens? Out of all people, you would think someone like Bassem Youssef, which once again, I'm not encouraging or but I'm just saying, if they are intimidated or scared by Candace Owens, what about the names that I just mentioned? Because they're constantly extra critical on Israel. I'm just trying to piece this together. That's why I don't do conspiracies, because you can make anything at this point. But like some people mentioned, Candace Owens is a professional grifter. This is what she does because she knows she has no ideas politically. That's why she's not talking about politics no more, because she's irrelevant. So what is the next thing to do? Oh my God, Israel and France, they're coming together like the Avengers, and they want to end my career. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm sorry. You're just not that important. Okay.
This alleged assassination plot, it sparked a bunch of reactions online. Everything from genuine concern for Candace's safety to accusations that she is using Charlie Kirk's name for clout and money. Or you've got people taking Candace entirely at her word, calling this the biggest story in the world right now and expressing serious concern for her safety. You even had people like comedian and commentator Dave Smith saying they should know that taking out Candace Owens will turn all of us into Candace Owens. But then
So, first off, Dave Smith is a racist piece of shit. Okay, let's just get that out the way. Second, not everyone's gonna turn into a black woman. Okay, if most of the conservatives and Republicans turn into black women, they would end their own career. Okay, so like, let's not scare them anymore. They don't want to become a Candace Owens. Like, I'm sorry. And three, there's way bigger prominent people than Candace Owens. What are we talking about here? Why? But all these people are working off of a very few brain cells at this point.
Dave Smith saying they should know that taking out Candace Owens will turn all of us into Candace Owens. But then also you had another part of the internet saying this is an obvious sign that Candace Owens needs help mentally, right? Arguing that something's clearly off to have her fully believing and widely sharing what seems to be a far-fetched idea. Or people saying things like the most popular media production in the country is a woman talking herself into psychosis to thunderous applause, as well as nobody in this woman's life loves her enough to tell her to stop. I honestly feel kind of bad for her. But then also you had many others immediately dismissing this as an obvious grift, and that was coming from across the political spectrum. You know, you had some big names, including Representative Dan Crenshaw from Texas, going after Candace and Dave Smith by saying, we all know Candace has lost it, but don't forget about her co-conspirators. They're all in on the grift, begging for your engagement on social media. Right? And that is, you also had arguably Trump's most loyal foot soldier, Laura Loomer, calling Candace out, asking her to share the evidence that she claims to have. And then among this, you had some saying that she's doing this specifically to further capitalize on a pension and cash that come from her connection with Charlie Kirk. There were people saying things like, countries Candace Owens is accused of killing Charlie Kirk. Israel, Egypt, US, France. I wonder who's next. Also saying it's beyond tacky that Candace Owens is now attempting to connect the very real and tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk to her crackpot Brigitte Macron series. As you can see from where she left off, it was pure gibberish. Exactly where Candace is quickly returning, which will leave plenty embarrassed they ever took her seriously. And Candace Owens deciding who next to blame for the Charlie Kirk assassination, and it's her throwing darts at a pre-1990 map of the world, including the Soviet Union. For now.
So, like, imagine that. Imagine, is it too far-fetched to believe that someone like a Candace Owens would further her grifting skills into the realm of they're trying to end my career permanently? Let me make this another 8-episode series on my YouTube channel. I mean, we have people pretending to have cancer and pretending to have all these crazy illnesses just for attention. So is it too far-fetched to be like, yeah, Candace Owens is grifting. She's lying. She's playing everybody. She wants attention because she has no other way to do it. That's one. And then two, you reap what you sow. And when you constantly marginalize people, demonize people, attack a group of people, or do it in such a conniving way in front of millions of people for profit. I mean, Jesus Christ, selling shirts of Miss Macron as, trans type of, input into the shirt. She's selling merch discriminating against people. So why would you not expect something like this? If this is true, let's just play in her realm of thinking here. If this is true, why do that? Why? It doesn't make any sense. YouTube is not a real place. It's real people on the other side of this camera. Do we not understand that? Just because you make content talking about people just so you can get some engagement on YouTube doesn't mean you are void of any consequences. This is real life here. That's what I don't understand with some people who be talking to me in my comments all crazy. You don't know what I'm capable of. This is a real person over here. Don't get it twisted. So I don't feel bad for her. Honestly, I wish I can tell you how I really feel. I probably get in trouble by YouTube, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna lose no sleep. Trust me. I didn't cry over Charlie Kirk. Not gonna cry over Candace Owens. I'm sorry. Leave that to Officer Tatum. He'll cry all day. He ain't gonna cry for his kids, but he'll cry for all these other hateful bigots and stuff. Yeah, I ain't shedding no tears over here. That's simple.
Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.